Adventure Quest tier list video. Alright, so some of you guys have asked for this, and here we have it, the Range Weapons 2022 tier list. Alright, so as you guys may know, it is no secret that I am not a big fan of Rangers in particular, but you know, you guys wanted to see the build, wanted to see the tier list, so here it is. Alright, so before I start the video, I want to say a few things. This tier list is updated at the time of this recording, which is on 3rd August 2022. If you guys are watching this in the future, then there might be some changes to the items. So if you want to hear my most updated opinions on all of the items in the game, then you guys definitely want to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications turned on, because I'll be sure to cover them if there are any updates or changes to the weapons that I mentioned here. Next up, I am not a super experienced Ranger player. I have had a bit of experience playing Ranger before, but that was on my free-to-play Let's Play Adventure Quest free-to-play character, so it's pretty limited. As you guys can see, most of the Guardian weapons, the paid weapons, I don't really have any experience with them. So yeah, that is a bit unfortunate. Not to say that I don't know anything about Rangers, but what I know is not, you know, super extensive. It's not as much as Rangers, it's not as much as Mages, Warriors, or Hybrid builds, or Backlash build. Alright, so yeah. And also, last but not least, these are just my opinions. You are welcome to have your own opinions, whether you agree or disagree with me. Let me know down in the comments below, and maybe I will change up the tier list if you guys can manage to convince me. So without further ado, let us jump right into the tier list. Alright, so the very first up, we have the Olymp Axe. Okay, the Olymp Axe, 0 proc, okay, and you can change this to whatever element you like depending on your current clan. Okay, you pay 15% melee in SP, which is 59 at level 150. On attack to deal extra 15% damage, and you get extra 5% damage as part of its mastercraft. Super duper strong if you're looking for pure damage options, which a lot of rangers don't really do pure damage, they do sort of like effect damage. So yeah, but nonetheless, it's still a top damage option if you want to go for purely damage. So I'm putting in the normal good tier. Okay, and one more thing before I start, which I almost forgot, I am doing 4 tiers for ranger weapons. Okay, the first two tiers are for normal weapons, whether they are good or whether they are meh, and the next 2 tiers are for 100 proc weapons, whether they are good or whether they are meh. Okay, so we'll be going through all the normal weapons first, and then we'll go through the 100 proc weapons. Alright, next up, the Doomlight weapon. Okay, Doomlight is top tier for damage, obviously, but this is locked behind a $100 package, so if you have the money, go for it. Otherwise, you might want to look for something else. You take 10.71% damage, but deal extra 15% damage, and Mastercraft, you get extra 5% damage. So top tier for pure damage. Next up, Fireheart Vanguard is a 20 proc spear. You pay 15% melee in HP, which is 52 at level 150 to deal extra 15% damage. Mastercraft is extra 5% damage. So depending on your element of Olymp Axe, these two are going to be the same. It's just whether you pay the cost in HP or SP, depending on which one you prefer. Alright, next up, Unfortunate Umbrella. So this is quite a new weapon. It only came to us this year, Thursday the 12th. Okay, and it has 2 modes. It is a 0 proc weapon. The first mode, you get 1.5 times lucky strike damage, and the second mode deals extra 20% damage but has a 10.71% chance to grant the monster celerity. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, the extra 20% damage is not bad, but you don't really have any better options for water, so I'm going to put this in the good tier. Alright, so there are also some weapons here that make use of charisma stat instead of your luck stat or dexterity stat for stat bonuses, and those weapons I'll not be including inside here. Rather, I'm going to put those weapons in the Beastmaster weapons tier list. So yeah, if there are some ranged weapons that are missing out here, they might be in the Beastmaster weapons tier list, which will be coming up real soon. That video will probably be pretty short since there aren't that many Beastmaster weapons in the game. Anyways, moving on. Cai-Man Reefstalker's Glaive, 10 proc spear, Mastercraft special deals extra 25% damage. Not that good. Pumpkin Reaver, each hit has a 50% chance to gain extra 8.5 times BTH. Now that the BTH bug has been fixed, this is even worse, so yeah, not really good. Even before the BTH bug was fixed, this is not really good to begin with. Like, 50% chance to gain a little bit extra BTH, yeah, that's not going to be too great. Lance of the Roses Thorn, 0 proc spear. It comes with a weapon based skill that deals minus 25% extra damage. minus 25% damage to attempt to inflict a bleed on the monster. This is really good for nuking, but fully offensive rangers don't really exist. Nonetheless, it's still a decent weapon, so if you want to use a weapon nuke with this, you can. Alright, next, the Haunted Dragonlord weapon. Okay, you don't really have a better SP healing weapon, so this is going to be top tier. Alright, of course, full set bonus, your healing is increased by 66%, which is really good. It's about 53 SP per hit at level 150, and without the full set bonus, it's about 32 SP per hit at level 150, capped at 8 hits. Not the best, but not the worst either. Famine Rapier, this one is a 0 proc sword that comes with a skill that is weapon based. Okay, you deal minus 50% damage by attempt to inflict a power 4.03 win SP burn on the monster, and you heal your SP equal to the true SP damage dealt. Okay, this is limited by the monster's remaining SP, so the monster has lesser SP than what your burn damage will deal, then you know all of the extra damage is wasted. It doesn't get converted into healing for you, so of course this is flawed at 0. Because the Haunted Dragonlord weapons exist, this is only meh. Okay, unless you really like to play a win burn build, then I guess you can go for this. Otherwise, for SP healing, I would say stick to the Dragonlord weapon instead. The Naginata and all of its elemental variants. Oh, this Doomlight, it consists of all the Doomlight variants as well, all the same. Okay, so Naginata is a 20 proc spear, Mastercraft 1.5 times lucky strike rate. Not that good, so going into meh category. Next, Ice. Okay, Shattershard Glaive. This is old standard Mastercraft 20 proc spear. You pay 15% melee in HP 22 at 150 to deal extra 15% damage, and Mastercraft effect get extra 5% damage. Top damage option for Ice. Sleighledao. Okay, so this one is Mastercraft range 10 proc weapon. You get 1.5 times lucky strike rate. Meh. Gloom Glaive. Okay, this is the only harm damage option for rangers, which is very rare. Okay, and is one of the best earth weapons for rangers. Okay, so you can toggle between earth and harm mode. That is basically it. But because it is one of the few or only damage harm damage option for rangers, you definitely want to pick this up. Next up, Cai-Man Warden's Glaive, just the earth version of the Reefstalker's Glaive. Okay, special deals extra 25% damage. Not that good. Next up, Fracture or Reclamation Point, 0 proc spear, can toggle on bleed mode. So you pay 59 SP at level 150 per turn to deal minus 25% damage but gain extra 20 bleed potence, and attempts to inflict bleed on the monster. This one, the fact that you get bleed potence as well as bleed, I would say it's decent if you want to play a bleed build. Probably at the bottom of the good tier, but you know, still decent because of the lack of other options. Okay, Grand Lotus Spear is a 20 proc spear. Okay, you can get this from the Golden Gift Box rare shop. Okay, rather than deal damage, the special will heal you. Okay, then apply the following effects to the next weapon based attack. Extra 100% damage, extra 10 BTH lean, and multiple procs in a row still stack these effects. So the fact that it stacks is pretty good. I don't know how good the healing is, but I think this is a decent weapon. Alright, next up, Energy, Thunderlord Spear. One of the best, if not the best energy weapon out there. 2 modes, 0 proc. First mode, you pay 30 HP at level 150, which is an insignificant cost. Okay, you attempt to inflict a power 0.97 energy burn for 4 turns. Very strong and very good for players who want to use burn. Okay, the second mode is also super good. Okay, you deal 0.65 times damage to make all your attacks auto hit. So this is one of the few auto hit options that Ranger has, so I definitely want to pick this up. It's available from the Frostvale Decorate the Tree quest. So yeah, you have to wait until Frostvale to get this. Next up, Thunderpoint Spear. It's a 20 proc spear. Special has a small chance to paralyze for 1 turn. If the status chance is over 100%, has a chance to paralyze for 2 turns instead. Okay, and full set bonus, if you use this with the Umazon Aspis, base infliction attempt is doubled to 84%. So if you use this with the full set, this is actually really good. But on its own, it's also decent. Alright, next up, Zealot's Wrath. This is from a token package. So you take extra 10.71% damage, but you deal extra 15% damage. And for range mode, you get 1.5 times lucky strike rate. One of the top damage options for light. Alchemical Unity, one of the most broken items in the entire game. Has a few modes. Okay, so this is 0 proc. The first mode deal extra 7.5% damage versus blinded enemies. The second mode is what makes this broken. You deal minus 25% damage, but you will inflict a blind equal to how much damage you deal to the monster. So if you use this with a nuking skill, or if you want to nuke the monster, then use this weapon mode along with it. Yeah, it will be absolutely crazy. You inflict a blind so strong that the monster will literally never be able to hit you unless it's an auto hit attack. So yeah, the strongest blind infliction in the entire game, hands down, Alchemical Unity. Next, we have the Exalted Unity. Okay, so this one has a few effects based off the number of charges. The charges don't take that long to build up, so this is actually not that bad. Okay, you have an auto hit, you have a light and darkness, elemental and power. You also get a darkness imbue, so this is a good weapon for sure, but it is an ultra rare golden gift box item. Next, you have Agony's Embrace, top damage option for darkness. Okay, you take extra 10% damage, but deal extra 15% damage, and you increase your damage. You increase your damage by 2.5% for every 2.5%. For every 25% HP you have missing. So this is really good and gets stronger as the fight goes on. Next, Infinita Staff is a Mastercraft range magic Scythe staff. Okay, you deal minus 25% damage, and all attacks with this weapon, including weapon-based skills, heal either SP, heals SP in the range mode, or MP in the magic mode. So we are only concerned about the SP healing based on the true damage dealt. Okay, so the healing is limited by the monster's remaining HP. Okay, so this if you use this to its fullest potential, yeah, this can heal crazy amounts. Very, very good item. This is found in the Golden Gift Box rare shop, but I think it's currently rare. Next up, you have your ShadowWalker Staff of Time, 0 proc Scythe. This is from a Hero Mark calendar, okay, which is currently out of stock, so it's a perma rare item right now, at least until the staff decides to make the calendar items return, or the Hero Mark items return, which they just announced that they are planning to do that on the forums. Okay, so you have a small chance based on the monster's darkness resist to grant celerity to your entire side of your field. Okay, and in the full set bonus, this chance is doubled. It's only a very small chance of gaining celerity, but yeah, I would say this is meh because the chance isn't that great. Terror Eater, you guys all know what this is. Okay, eat fear. So use this with any fear skill. Okay, as long as the monster has fear, you can click on this weapon to eat the fear and deal a huge amount of darkness damage. So very, very strong weapon based skill. Definitely in the good tier. Ultimate Dragon Scythe of Elements. Okay, this one compresses all 8 elements, but you take extra damage. On top of that, you also deal lesser damage. So if you want something that compress all 8 elements, this is it. But do you really have a use for 7 other utility weapons? Maybe for rangers you might, if you want to play all sorts of different effects, but honestly, yeah, I'm just not a big fan of this. The artwork is good though, but still, I can't justify compressing all 8 elements into one weapon and taking so many penalties. Alright, that's it for all our normal weapons. Moving on to the 100 proc weapons. Okay, first one, Fireheart Warbow. Okay, you deal minus 20% damage and cause the player to take extra 17% damage. Attempts to inflict a strong burn for 2 turns. So this is the one of the strongest burn weapons in the entire game. Definitely put this in the good tier. El Muchacho from the Z token package has quite a lot of modes. Normal mode deals 5% damage. Armor piercing mode deals minus 35% damage and attempts to inflict minus 17 defense loss for a few turns. Not that great, honestly. Next up, Flamethrower mode, minus 35% damage. Again, you attempt to inflict a power 2 fire burn for number of turns equal to your number of hits. Decent. Okay, Mortar mode, minus 35% damage again to attempt to inflict daze. Okay, so exactly the same as the Flamethrower mode, but daze instead of burn. And last but not least, Shield mode, minus 15% damage on attack, reduce the monster's BKH by 12. Okay, so this one, yeah, decent because you can do a lot of stuff with this. It's not the best, it's like a jack of all trades, but if you want to compress as many effects or play with as many different effects as possible, then this is a decent weapon. Next up, Survivor's Blazing Rifle. You pay 23 HP at level 150 to deal extra 15% damage, and Mastercraft extra 5% damage. So top damage option for fire. Next up, Black Spot is a Mastercraft range gun. 20% chance to inflict Fire Elemental Vulnerability for 1 turn. Fire Elemental Vulnerability is not universal, so I'm going to say meh for this one. Tiger Cannon comes with a skill. It's overcharge, weapon based skill. Okay, first you pay 85% melee in SP, which is 333 at level 150, and stores a charge. Secondly, okay, once you click on it for the second time, you pay another 333 SP and consume the charge to attack. Standard weapon based skill, and it basically guaranteed lucky strike. The amount of SP you're paying is pretty crazy. I would just go for Dragon Guard. So yeah, this is meh. Alright, next up, moving on, we have the Mega Soaker. You can consume 1 HP and 1 MP potion to gain 2 charges. You can hold up to 10 charges at once. If charges are available, you consume 1 charge to deal extra 100% damage. Very good, especially for whales who can refill their potions using their estates. So this is only good if you're interested in farming for potions, if you're a free player. But then again, this is in the ultra rare shop, so it's mostly for whales. Okay, if you have an estates and can refill your potions easily, then yeah, this is a very good weapon. Next, Moglord Bow. Okay, this one very old gift box, Guardian gift box item, and perma rare now. If above 20 proc, okay. Wait, 20 proc. What is this doing here? Okay, anyways, if above 40% HP, special deals 18% more damage. If below 40% HP, you heal the player's HP equal to minus 13% the damage of a standard special. Not that good. So this is going in the meh category. Next up, X-Etcher. X-Etcher, okay. So it's a range weapon, deals minus 10% damage. Attempts to inflict a power something water burn. Not really that fantastic, so I'm going to put this in meh. If you like playing with the burn build, you can use this. Base. Okay, this one, no, Beastmaster weapon, so we won't talk about it. Wind, your Shuriken, okay, just 1.5 times lucky strike rate, nothing to shout about. Lost Talon War Bow, 2 modes. First mode, damage mode, 5% extra damage. Second mode, status mode, deal minus 50% damage. Attempt to inflict wind poison for 1 turn. This one, I don't know. Is this good? Wind poison? Nah, I would say it's not very good. Alright, next up, gas red grenades. Deals 0.7276 times damage. Attempts to inflict choke for 1 turn. Choke is not that good. Okay, monsters are very choking, deals full damage. Okay, wind element monsters are immune. Choke, not such a great effect, so I'm going to put this in meh. Next, ice. The Ice Timekiller Crossbow, a very new addition to the rare golden gift box shop. Mastercraft range bow and uses Arbalest charges to attack. Comes with 4 on login and can hold up to 20 at once. Charges are shared between variants of this weapon. Comes with 3 options. The first one, you reload, you gain 4 charges. Next one, you use 1 charge to deal 1.25 times bow damage. And the last mode, you use 4 charges and you deal 2 times bow damage. But deal minus 67.85% damage, has a small chance to freeze the opponent for 1 turn. Okay, so this is actually pretty good, and it's one of the strongest freezers in the entire game. So definitely in the good category. Spacefarer's Frost Cannon. This is from a old Guardian gift box as well, but super duper strong. It's a Mastercraft range gun. Has 2 modes. First mode, status mode, deal minus 25% damage. Has a chance to freeze for 1 turn. And next up, we have the charge mode. Comes in 2 steps. Okay, first step, you spend a turn and 196 SP to store a charge. Second step, you spend the charge to attack. Deals 2.51 times damage, and charges does not persist between battles, but is retained when switching between modes. So this is actually pretty good. Okay, the freeze on top of that, the charge mode is actually not bad as well. Okay, because you do a lot of damage and you can nuke super duper hard with the charging mode. Last but not least, Ice Cream Scoop for ice. Okay, you have a small chance of inflicting daze. I'm not a big fan of spoons, so I'm going to put in meh. Earth. Mountain Talon War Bow, you attempt to inflict earth poison, so instead of wind poison, it's earth poison instead. Full set bonus, damage mode deals extra 5% damage, and poison base power is increased to 6. Still meh, poison is really not as strong as something like burn, so I'm going to put this here. Next, Medusa Bow. Mastercraft range bow, toggle between damage and status mode. Damage mode, extra 5% damage. Status mode, minus 45% damage but chance to petrify for 1 turn. And used in the Morningstar armor, deals extra 25% damage. Petrify is actually not bad, so I'm going to put this in good. Survivor's Rough Rifle, basically the Earth version of Blazing Rifle. You pay 23 HP at level 150 to deal extra 15% damage. And Mastercraft gives you extra 5% damage as well. So top damage option for Earth if you want. Sneak Ball Crossbow. This one, minus 10% damage, attempts to inflict Earth Poison for 2 turns. And the toggle, you pay 50% melee in SP, which is 196 at level 150 per turn. Poison becomes power 2.1 instead inflicted for 2 times number of hits turns. So if you have the toggle turn on, this is actually a very good weapon. And I still remember this weapon because I use it in my free-to-play series. Okay, this is a free-to-play weapon that makes it so freaking good. Okay, you have to toggle it on for it to be good. When it's not toggled on, it's really just a meh weapon. Next, High Noon. Okay, 20 proc. Okay, deal 10% damage versus monsters with greater than 0 strength. Meh, I would say. Yeah, meh. Pretty meh. Okay, hold on. Why did I... Okay, never mind. We'll just shift these here. I'm not sure what they mean by 100 proc. Bit confused. Anyways, Frag Red Grenades. So this one attempts to inflict bleed. Okay, bleed. There are stronger bleed inflicting weapons out there, so I'm going to put this in meh. Energy Timekiller Crossbow, same as the ice one, except instead of freeze, this one attempts to inflict hypersalinate, so very, very good. Royal Void Render, okay, 20 proc or 100 proc. Wait, no, 100 proc energy or harm weapon. Cycles between 4 modes: melee energy, melee harm, range energy, and range harm. And last but not least, you pay 10% melee in SP, which is 39 at level 150. And instead of taking a damage penalty in harm mode, only harm compression for 100 proc rangers. The fact that it cycles, this one I would say not bad because it has a harm mode. Stun Bow, this one Z token weapon shop from Valencia. Okay, 2 modes, damage mode, extra 4.25 times BTH, not damage. Okay, interesting. And status mode, deal minus 50% damage, attempts to inflict paralyze. Okay, further inflictions will increase duration. And then we have the Poison Bow, which is basically the same but poison instead of paralyze. This one I would say probably meh. Yeah, not that good. Next, your Storm Shadow Bow. Okay, it's a Mastercraft range energy or darkness bow. You can toggle between damage and status mode. Okay, damage mode is standard bow damage, and status mode you can pay 39 SP at level 150 to attempt to inflict energy or darkness burn. Okay, this one is actually also pretty good, and I did use this in my free to play character as well, so I'm going to put this here because it also compresses 2 elements. Next, Crusader Shining Repeater, just extra 5% damage. Mastercraft, really not that good. Then we have Sacred Paladin Bow, 20 proc bow. Triggers versus undead, passively heals the player equal to 7.5% melee. The heal is not that good, so this is meh. Rainbow, okay, the new Pride weapon. 20 proc bow, automatically breaks free of immobilizing effects, fear, freeze-like effects, paralysis. First use per battle is free. All subsequent users will cause 100% melee in SP, which is 392 at level 150, and only works if monster is power level plus 20 or lower than the weapon, which means the monster cannot be higher than level 173 if you're using the max level for this weapon. Okay, this one, the ability to break free from statuses, you can find it inside of your sub-race armors. So, but then again, do rangers really use those sub-race armors? No, but still, this is a tough choice, but I'm gonna go with meh. Yeah, it's really not that good. Zombie Hunting Hand Cannon, okay, 20 proc, deals 10% damage versus monsters with 0 or less than 0 intellect. This one, not that great. Yeah, not that great. Soul Slinger, 20 proc, again, special deals minus 37.18% damage, attempts to inflict Spirit Rend for 1 turn. Spirit Rend is not bad. It's similar to your freeze and hypersalinate effects. I'm going to put this here. Yep. Flashbang Red Grenades, this one attempts to inflict blind. Alchemical Unity is strictly better, but if you don't want to use that, this is also a decent choice. You can use it along with Dodge Slash build. and that's why I put this here. Alright, next up, almost nearing the end, Storm Shadow Bow. Okay, the same. Okay, Bow of Agony's Wrath. Attempt to inflict darkness burn for 1 turn. Not that good, so I'm gonna put this here. Better burn weapons out there. And then next up we have the Rainbow Ray Gun. Okay, this is an Omni Elemental Gun. You deal 1.21 times damage, but of course the element you get is random. You can toggle between damage mode, which is extra 5% damage, or scramble mode, so you can scramble the enemy's resistances. This has minus 20 save bonus. Okay, and this is good. It's basically your free Prime Chaos Orb. If you don't have a Prime Chaos Orb, you can use this to scramble the enemy's resistances. So I would say this is actually not bad because it has a niche use. Yeah, the use is pretty niche, but it's not. If you want to use it for that, then I guess it's good. And that's really the only reason you use it for. Next up, Prismatic Yo-Yo, Mastercraft range Omni Elemental Weapon. So once again, hits with random elements, deals 1.21 times damage to compensate and attempts to inflict Prismatic Burn. Prismatic Burn is actually a pretty strong burn because it consists of all 8 elements, but because this is also random damage, I would say, I don't know, I'm on the fence about this one. It's probably just average. It's not bad, but it's not good either. I'm going to put this in this tier because Prismatic Burn is really decent. And last but not least, Steampunk Love Bow. Mastercraft range harm bow deals minus 10% damage, and Mastercraft you get extra 5% damage. Strongest harm option and the only pure harm weapon for rangers. So this one is found in the Golden Gift Box Rare shop. It may return next February during the Golden Gift Box crossover, so this is good because you can use harm with it. And that is it, guys, my tier list for ranged weapons 2022. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you agree or disagree with this list? Do you think I make any mistakes with the list? And yeah, I hope you have found this video helpful, and you guys would like to see more tier list video, then be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to this channel for more of such future content. Till the next time, I'm your host Cai-Man Gaming. Peace out.